Iman Gadzhi went from being a broke 17-year-old to pulling in over $15 million a month. And if you've ever seen Iman, you've probably seen him all over your TikTok, Instagram feed, and also YouTube homepage. Well, that's because he is a genius when it comes to client acquisition. That's exactly why we're going to be breaking down his entire 3-part sales funnel that he uses to get these kinds of numbers, along with a bonus 4th part that will net him tens of millions of dollars in monthly recurring revenue all at once. Let's dive in. All right, so let's start with a 3,000-foot overview of what Iman's funnel actually looks like. First of all, what is he selling? The Make Money Online course. The basic goal of this course is to educate the audience, provide them value, and then finally promote WAP. Moving on to phase 2, traffic acquisition. Iman has 2 main cruxes of his traffic acquisition. That is his short form monopoly, which is the biggest source of traffic, then his long form empire. First of all, let's talk about his short form. Iman saw Andrew Tate blowing up and he was like, you know what? Let's copy Andrew and scale it up to 100. And so what he's done is that he has hired an in-house army of hundreds of Clipper accounts that are all being paid per view by Iman. First of all, these are just a few of the TikTok clipping accounts that I saw. These are mainly clips from his Iman Gadzhi unscripted account or also from some of his podcasts every once in a while. These are a few more of his Instagram clipping accounts, which are again basically the same thing. And this is also again repeated in the YouTube clipping accounts that mainly do shorts, but some of them also do long form videos. And the main goal here is that they're posting interview clips, podcast clips, and just daily life clips from Iman's main channel or his unscripted channel. And this is just basically getting a ton of people just to see his face as much as physically possible and get to know him. Maybe build up some curiosity, like who the hell is this guy? Check out his pages, finally get roped into his funnel. Now this trend continues with his main TikTok, which again does the same thing. I'm assuming he has someone just to manage his TikTok, and that person just basically does the same thing as the clipping accounts, just reposting podcasts and video clips. Again, same thing with his secondary account, but I've seen this a lot with big influencers where their main Instagram will basically not be managed by anyone, but instead it'll be managed by themselves. These photos are actually posted just by Iman. So Iman himself manages the main Instagram account, and he just generally posts about his daily life and also general updates. And every once in a while, if he's doing a big venture, he'll update you on it and possibly throw an ad. Once he became the co-owner of WAP, he also gave an ad like this, and that's just an example of one of his promotions. Now let's move on to Iman's long form empire. The reason Iman's long form videos do so well and how he has such a huge subscriber count is because he has his entire zero to hero story on his YouTube. The reason that is so impactful is because you can see from when Iman was young in 2016 or 2017, whenever he started this account, he fit the criteria of what many people are today. So a lot of people are just broke young adults who want to get out of the 9-to-5 rat race. He's showing how he eventually got out of it. He has so much undeniable proof under his belt and shows off all of his successes just on this YouTube channel. So it's an absolute relic. What he posts on this channel is value added content. So basically just deep dives, tutorials, how to get rich in 2025, new business models, new mindsets, stuff like that. Along with that, every once in a while, when he does something big, of course, just like his main Instagram, he will do a ton of plugs about it. So for example, here he did a plug for WAP, and basically informing his entire audience of what he's doing. These are very polished videos with a lot of really cool editing and amazing effects. This is actually a subculture on YouTube, how to edit like Iman Gadzhi. So you can tell the editing is pretty amazing. What this is getting for Iman is getting people to know him. He's also not afraid of looking like a guru. So a lot of coaches and consultants are afraid of looking like a guru. He builds a ton of authority because he just doesn't care what people say about him being a guru or whatnot. It makes him look like a genius in the space. Seems like he's the industry leader. Seems like you should follow only him because he has the best advice. And basically this is just where he puts on his suit and says, here's how I built a 7-figure business. Now let me just show you exactly how I did it. Moving on to his second channel, which is his Iman Gadzhi unscripted channel. This is more raw content about his just general daily life, and also sometimes will be vlogs, sometimes will be him traveling. It's basically just a long form Instagram. It builds a kind of connection with the audience and also humanizes Iman, since feels like he's on another level. Basically, you can't even talk to him. And what all of this is basically doing in the end is building a ton of trust with Iman and also getting you, of course, to like Iman. Last but not least, podcasts. Podcasts are probably the most amazing thing you can do if you've already dialed in your main audience like Iman has. What podcasts do is that they introduce you to brand new audiences. First of all, these are just 3 of his podcasts that he's on. So first things first, 1 million views. Dan Henry, 54,000 views. CEO Cast, 172,000 views. He's been on even more popular podcasts, getting over 1.5 million views. And you can see how this is getting a ton of new audiences to see Iman's face, and also positioning him as an authority to these new audiences. Because, you know, a lot of the people who watch these podcasts actually really respect the podcast owner and feel like, you know, this guy knows a lot. That's why they usually watch the podcast. So imagine that person that you really respect learning from Iman. So this is humanizing Iman, since in a lot of the podcasts, he talks about his daily life. He talks about his life story. He talks about his stresses, his problems, not just blabbering on about how to get rich and make over 10K a month. And of course, the most important part of podcasts are that they nurture the audience to an insane amount. Now, by nurture, I mean basically it feels like they're talking to you for 2 hours or 1.5 hours straight. So this is making them spend a lot of time with you, getting them to know much more about you, first of all, getting them to like you much more as well by knowing your life story, and also, of course, getting them to trust you. Last but not least, it also feeds his huge clipping army, and that is his entire podcast strategy. Moving on to phase 3, lead generation. Now this is where the Make Money Online challenge finally makes its debut. All right, now we're on the Make Money Online page. So the first thing you see on this page is launch your first digital product with AI and get your online business ready to start making sales in 5 days. Then we move on to the subheading, where we'll build your first digital product live together, hyping up the value of the actual program, and get it ready to sell even if you don't have any expertise and without showing your face. So we got dream outcome, quick and easy. Now we see the CTA, and one thing to note about the CTA, I really like this, is that he's building a sense of urgency. Tickets are first come, first serve. So you want to get your ticket as quickly as physically possible, basically. Now, before we move on to the next page, we're gonna go down and break down this actual page. So what are you gonna learn? Basically showing off the features, making you think of a number in your head, basically a dollar amount that you would pay for this actual program. Then you move down all the details, where there's a fully virtual 5-day challenge, so you can access it from anywhere in the world. When, 5 days, April 27th to May 1st. What? 100% free and virtual challenge designed to get you to build your first digital product from zero. Basically answering any question that the audience may have before they actually sign up for the course. The cost of doing nothing versus joining the challenge. If you don't have this on your landing page, definitely add it. Here he's showing off that you're in a crappy situation, right? You want to get out of that crappy situation. And he's making it seem like without this event, you're screwed, basically. So he'll show, with this event, you'll have clarity. You'll unlock a model that allows you to sell more. You'll stop working harder and start working smarter. Without this event, you'll lack the clarity. You'll miss out on the best opportunity of 2025. You'll still need to trade your time for money. And it's just building a sense of dependence on the actual webinar. And then of course there's a CTA underneath. Now I'm gonna click on the CTA and this is what pops up. So of course he's gonna ask for my name and also my email and my phone number. And I'm pretty sure we all know this. You definitely wanna ask for a name, email, phone number whenever you give away something for free. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter mine in. Now that you filled out that form, he's going to move you on to the next page. First of all, do not close this page. Of course, you want to inform the viewer, don't close this page, because some people might actually close the page. Your registration is almost complete. I like the fact that he's made all of this in red, since a person's attention is caught the most by the color red because it signals danger. So if you want someone not to do something, try changing the color to red and you'll be shocked at how much your metrics improve. And up here, I like how he's done the Mr. Beast thing, where there's a superficial progress bar that you don't know when it's gonna end. He can just randomly move it up and down. Like there's like 3-4 more pages and he's put it on 62%. Definitely try that out too. Now what he's doing in this VSL is actually just explaining all of the 5 workbooks that he has on this challenge, which is a genius idea by him. He'll give away one before the challenge to capitalize off of the sunk cost fallacy. Throughout the challenge, he'll also keep giving brand new workbooks instead of just giving them all in one go, because he wants everybody to stay through till the end of the challenge. Now, if you click this button, you'll see fill out the quick survey below to get access to the free resources inside the WhatsApp group. And I'm just going to put in a bunch of answers that'll make sure that I actually get into the challenge. What's bothering you the most about your current life and financial situation? The reason he's even done this type form, he wants everybody to basically tell him why they're in pain. Along with that, since everybody's telling him why they're in pain, they also have to think about all that pain. Usually humans will just beat it down inside of them and not feel that pain. But when you actually are asked about the pain you're feeling and why do you hate your current life and financial situation, then all that pain comes welling up, and that is the moment they get emotional, and then they're so much more likely to buy. So this is the reason he's done this type form right here, even though it's a free webinar. How would you describe your dream life in detail? That's it. How your life needs to look for you to feel comfortable, satisfied, and happy about your situation. I really like how Iman put both of these questions right next to each other. So pain points first and then dream outcome next. So a big gap that Iman can fill basically with his 5-day free challenge. And again, I put in a pretty generic answer, and I'm assuming that most of the people who are coming into this course, since Iman already understands this ICP so well, are probably giving the same kind of answer. Now that we moved on to the next page, right after you fill out the form for the course, you're going to see important. Here's how to make the most out of 5-day live challenge. I've had students making hundreds of thousands of dollars with the knowledge I share, but I also had many who didn't. After deeply analyzing the difference between the two, here's what I discovered and how you can use it to your advantage. Here, he's just trying to sell a course for 29 bucks to make it faster and easier. Now, if you click, yes, I want the course for $29, I'm assuming he's going to get you to a checkout page. You give him your card. Then right afterwards, he's going to ask you again to upsell even more to maybe $100, $200 offer, which is exactly what most coaches and consultants should do, since you already have their credit card. So you might as well offer them again, so they can just click a button and pay. Boom. And of course, finally, a risk reversal. This is for anything that you give, you should give a risk reversal. Like, see, he's selling a $30 product and he's still giving a 30-day money back guarantee. And yet you see so many coaches and consultants trying to sell a $2,000 product and still aren't giving back a money back guarantee. So I'm gonna go ahead and click no, I want to skip the step and get access to the WhatsApp group. Then now that you've not gone for the first upsell, since Iman's a businessman, he's gonna go for the second upsell. I'm assuming this is because I entered 2+ years. I would think that if someone is new, Iman wouldn't offer them as many upsells. Become a VIP and get access to 5 extra private calls with me, showing off the benefit, the amount of value in this VSL. He's just gonna be hyping up the VIP ticket, and when you move down before you buy, first of all, the free ticket looks much smaller. So he's made it smaller. He's made it with black matte. Here he's gonna put like the main benefit. He's gonna be like, oh, access to only 5 live sessions. And then when you look at the only $97 VIP ticket, he'll be like only $97 to make you think the price is as low as physically possible. It's gonna be outlined in gold. It's bigger, access to challenge live sessions, and then he's gonna put that premium sign, making it of course look premium, access to 5 VIP private WAP calls with me, extra in-depth training, hot seat experience, and then of course we're gonna put in another risk reversal. So I'm assuming if you wanted the VIP ticket, he would try to upsell you to something else, but I'm gonna say I want to keep my free ticket. And then we see the next page, which is there's only one step left to secure your free ticket and get access to the workbooks. Join the WhatsApp group. So the thing is that many people don't actually show up for these kinds of events that they sign up for if you do it over email. But since he's done it with WhatsApp, since first of all, a lot of people have WhatsApp already, but even if the people who don't, they will automatically overlay their notifications. So no matter what you're doing, you're gonna see those WhatsApp notifications. It's just gonna make sure that if you are not coming to the live challenge, it's only because you either destroyed your phone, first of all, or you just didn't show up for the challenge because you didn't want to. Those are the 3 possibilities basically. He's tried to minimize the risk of anybody not showing up basically. Now that was phase 3 over. Now we've broke down why he's done this challenge and what this challenge is. We're gonna move on to phase 4, the special phase that I mentioned in the start of the video, conversion. How is he planning to actually convert these leads? First of all, I'm going to preface this by saying this is all just theoretical. The challenge has not happened yet, so there's nothing confirmed that I know yet. But what I'm assuming is going to happen is that this is basically just going to be a huge sales letter for WAP. This is basically going to be hyping up WAP, and what he's going to be doing is day 1 to 2. Right? He's going to amplify their pain points. He knows his ICP. He knows what kind of pain they're going through, especially through the type forms and all of the data he's collected through just the actual webinar. Then on day 3 to 4, he's going to move on to showing off what the ideal situation looks like. So where you want to actually go, what's the dreamland, what are your goals? A lot of people want to get, 10K a month, location freedom, time freedom, spending time with their families. He's going to show off that, oh yeah, that's what this would look like, the ideal situation. And then these are also the parts of the solution that you would need, you'd need a software that does everything for you. You'd need a team that helps you through all of it, and he's just going to be hyping up the solution. Basically, now that he's hyped up the solution, on day 5 he's going to be like, looks like WAP just checks all of your boxes, the ones he just made in the webinar, which when you look at it from an outside perspective is pretty funny, but this is exactly what all these big influencers do. It's kind of like those old TV ads, so like the ones from the 2000s, selling the as seen on TV products, except on a much higher scale and also much more discreet. Now that was Iman Gadzhi's entire sales funnel. If you guys like that video, I'm glad. If you're interested in me optimizing your entire sales funnel using the mental tricks that Iman uses to get you more traffic to your site and also of course get you more sales and more revenue, definitely DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is linked down below. We're gonna have a normal conversation. Don't worry, if you're interested, we can book a call. If you're not, then so be it. And if you're not going to do any of that and you want to watch a little bit more of my content, then go ahead and check out this video because YouTube thinks you'll like it. Peace.